Hello guys and girls, welcome back to another video, and right now I'm a bit sick, so sorry if I sound a little off, because man, this cold/sickness has taken the better of me. So with that, let's get into it, which is Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. And as you saw from my initial reaction yesterday, that when you'll be watching that video, I was quite shocked that they had so much in that trailer, and the fact that it hit on a few notes from like Kingdom Hearts 1 with the quote just shocked me completely and exceeded all expectations for that trailer. Also, seeing the Final Fantasy characters was such a enlightening scene because of the fact that Nomura's like, oh, there's no need for him, and Osaka team was already mad at him for cutting them since they already made the models, so it's just crazy that they're in this DLC. Hopefully Radiant Garden is a playable area in this DLC. Who knows? It'll definitely give it more respective value, which I'll get into that. However, let's just talk about what we've seen so far and kind of see if it respectively gives it that value. Now in this DLC, it does seem to be there are like final mix additions, like added cutscenes from in the main story, like Riku and Demyx meeting each other. I feel like that's more so a final mix addition, if you want to call it. Roxas, Xion, and Axel new trio battle thing, I want to say. Seems to be a new sort of thing there that would coincide with a final mix edition, and Lingering Will not blasting off. We actually see what happens to him, maybe. So in terms of cutscenes, so far it's about more so Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1 final mix like additions with the extra cutscenes. However, there are final cut/data battles in this DLC, which many consider to be basically data battles from Kingdom Hearts 1 and or reused interactions of bosses, which I don't necessarily think is the case in a sense, because I think they're going to be designed differently from how they were in Kingdom Hearts 2, as seen in the trailer with Xigbar and that little glance of a fight that we got. So I do feel like there's going to be different mechanics at play here, rather than it being like, let's say, as one-to-one with like Kingdom Hearts 2 data battles, because I definitely don't think Osaka is that capable of doing that, but I also don't think they want to just blatantly copy Tokyo's team with the data battles, even though doing the data battles is sort of a copy. But I digress, and I also think there will be new bosses in this rather than it being data battles from prior games. Or it could be bosses from different games and they're just including them and them being just a little side boss that you can do. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, though. But something about this DLC we didn't really realize is the fact that it's going to be continuing where Kingdom Hearts 3 left off, which I feel like is going to give this game the value, because I don't think there will need to be an in-between game with this DLC for Kingdom Hearts 4. I feel like after this DLC comes out, it bridges the gap between 3 and 4, which will make all the more sense, and possibly give a better conclusion to Kingdom Hearts 3 vanilla as it was. Also, you can explore Scala, which was very unexpected to me. I'm not sure if you can actually wander in Scala, but that'd be pretty cool. I just hope it's not one of those scenes where you can accidentally activate the boss fight if you go to a certain point and then you're like, oh no, I didn't mean to do that, I wanted to explore Scala, or maybe Sora's alone in this instance where he can explore Scala. Who knows? In addition to this DLC, we have a free update that actually includes a few things, like main story update, which could be the new trio fight with Axel, Xion, and Roxas. New abilities added, so hopefully it's finishers, because let's face it, those finishers are absolute garbage in Kingdom Hearts 3. The new Keyblades they'll be adding will be, of course, Oathkeeper and Oblivion, plus the new form changes on top of that, which kind of already expected, but we didn't know if it was going to be free or paid for, which it's dope that's going to be free and you don't have to pay for it. And new sharing features, which interesting. I originally was scared that Square Enix was going to do something really schemy with the Keyblades and having you play like a lot of different mobile games in order to unlock different Keyblades in the game, which surprisingly didn't turn out to be a thing. Thankfully, because you can never tell with games nowadays what they're going to try doing to monetize their product. So all this being said, I think Remind itself as the DLC does in turn give the players a good value for what they're paying for the fact that it's expanding upon what Kingdom Hearts 3 left off on, adding different boss battles, and not just being a final mix edition as like we originally thought. I also forgot to mention that different characters are playable besides Riku. I completely forgot to mention this for some reason. I'm sick. I'm sorry. Again. Yeah, so I'm awkwardly just injecting this in here, and you guys have to suffer kind of deal with this awkward transition to whatever else I'm talking about. But yeah, yeah, I think it's amazing that you can actually play as different characters in this DLC, just for the fact that you don't have to use Game Shark to do it. Hopefully, maybe outside of battle, you can actually just wander worlds with the characters, like in Final Fantasy 15 per se, but I don't think that'll be the case right away. At least maybe they might add it in. I digress though, back to what I was talking about. And the only reason why I'm sort of addressing this is to respond to a comment that I seen in my reaction video. He essentially basically did not like the fact that it was priced at $3, and I was like, at least it's not Persona 5 the Royal, and he's like, oh, that adds nothing to the conversation, and I'm like, bruh, do you not remember the Final Mix editions that were re-released for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and then Birth by Sleep? It's an ongoing trend for some reason in Japan. They just really like to re-release their product after a year or 3, which I don't get the trend because Persona keeps doing it. But I am thankful that Square Enix at least modernized the times and are using DLC as an advantage and only charging $30 instead of a Final Mix edition of a game. Which I think I originally was talking about that before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. But I could be wrong. It's just really faint in the back of my head and my memories. The one thing I am concerned with is with the Final Cut data battles and the new boss is, are they going to balance these bosses properly? Because many people like me had problem with how some of these bosses and main story bosses were balanced in Kingdom Hearts 3. They are really rough around the edges and really frustrate you to go through it in critical mode. And I can understand a challenge, but I cannot understand the inconsistencies with this combat system. So I'm really hoping they got their shit in line with that. Again, I'm no game developer. I can't say how hard it is to make the combat system better, but it's worth criticizing and giving proper feedback, like I did in my video upon Kingdom Hearts 3 is a bad console release. So that's my opinion though. You can still enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm not gonna hound you for it. Other than that though, this DLC has taken me by surprise, and I really will give this a benefit of the doubt and purchase it myself and eventually pre-order it. I don't know. But if you still don't think it's worth the value of paying for that DLC, then all you can really do is wait for people to review it and just see for yourself if the value is worth getting. I for one think it is, because it's not just a Final Mix edition, it's a Final Mix editions on top of it continuing where Kingdom Hearts 3 left off. So that's where I'm saying that the value for $30 I feel like is worth it. However though, you have something like the Orchestra $40 version, which is weird. For some reason they're bundling this up with that in order to charge you more. Which is subjective if you want to get that or not, because you might not want to watch it on YouTube's bitrate quality, so you'll just buy it for the shits and giggles of listening to Kingdom Hearts music on your PS4, as you're limited to listening to this, and for some reason can't get this on PC, which I find to be dumb. You're paying for essentially a musical license that you should be able to use anywhere. Those are my thoughts though. Or even for video. But that's a conversation for a different day. With that, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you like the video? Dislike it? Please be sure to rate it. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm a little bit sick right now, so again, sorry if my voice sounds really fucked up. That's why. Then again, my Discord server thinks I'm always sick, so whatever. Anyways, I'll see you guys next one. Peace.